we're going to learn Gemara Brachas Perek Tfilas Ashachar Daf Chavches Amud Beis from the top of the page Rabbi V'Yacholash till the second Mishnah on the page. Zog Deile Ki Gemara. The Gemara is telling us a story has to do with the halachas of Musaf. Rav Ivye Cholash. Rav Ivye was sick. V'lo yosel lepirkei de Rav Yosef, and he didn't come to the drosha of Rav Yosef. Rav Yosef was the Rosh Yeshiva in the city called Pumped Disa, and the custom was that they used to daven in a shul, but they used to go out to the drosha between Shachis and Musaf. They used to go to the drosha of Rav Yosef and then go back to daven Musaf. Lemocho, the next day, Ki also, when Rav Ivye came to the Beis Medrash, Bo Abaye la'anuche daita Rav Yosef. Abaye wanted to appease the mind of Rav Yosef. Why? To find an excuse why did Rav Ivye did not come to the drosha. It was a very important. I should not show disrespect to Rav Yosef. Omar lei, so Abaye told Rav Ivye, my time elo yoso mar lepirko. Why did you, the Chacham, Mar is the Chacham, didn't come to the drosha? Omar lei, so Rav Ivye told them, da v'cholish libai, because I was not feeling well, I was weak. V'lo imatzina, I was not able to. Why was I not able to? Because I was hungry, and therefore it affected me that I was shvach, I was weak. Omar lei, so Abaye told back Rav Ivye, that's not an excuse. Amai lo to'amt midi ve'osis. Why didn't you taste something, have something to eat, and come to the drosha? That's not an excuse. Omar lei, no, I couldn't do that. Rav Ivye told Abaye, I couldn't eat anything. Why? Lo yisova lo mar lo Rav Huna. Don't you hold what Rav Huna says? The Omar Rav Huna osur lo la'odam she'itom klum koinem she'ispal tfilas musafim. A person is not allowed to taste anything before musaf. Therefore, I was not able to taste anything and come to the drosha. Omar lei, so Abaye told him, no, you could have done something else. You should have davened by yourself, and then and then make Yiddish and taste something and come to the drosha. So still not an excuse. The fact that you didn't come to the drosha is not an excuse. Omar lei, I could not have done it, to daven by myself. Why? Don't you hold from what Rabbi Yochanan says? What did he say? A person is not allowed to davening before the minyan. So if the minyan davens musaf at 10 o'clock, I'm saying I'm not allowed to daven musaf before 10 o'clock. Omalei, that's not an excuse. Why? Lavit maralo didn't we learn on this particular din Omar Rababa. Rababa says, Betzibur shonu. When do we say you're not allowed to daven before the minyan? Only when you're davening with the minyan, and to go on the side and daven by yourself, that you're not allowed to do. But at home, you could have done it. So therefore, you could have done it by daven by yourself, and taste something and come to the drosha. So no excuse for you. Now the Gemara is concluding the halacha in these halachas. The halacha is not like what Rav Huna says and not what Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi says. What did they say? What Rav Huna says, what we mentioned before, not allowed to taste before Musaf. La halacha is that you're allowed. And Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi, what did he say? The Omer Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi, Kevan shegia zman tfilas mincha. As soon as mincha time came, osur lo la'odam. A person is not allowed to taste anything before mincha. Now we talk about tasting. It's a difference between eating a full meal and tasting. So the halacha is not like Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi, and the halacha says that you are allowed to taste something. Let's read the Rashis, the first two lines of the Gemara. Lo ya'ale pirkei Rav Yosef, says Rashi, she'oya rosh hayeshiva bePumped Disa. Rav Yosef was a Rosh Yeshiva in the city Pumped Disa. V'yodoyresh b'Shabbos koidem tfilas hamusafim. Used to give a drosha on Shabbos before Musaf. Ulachar drosha yoilchim labeis hakneses. And after the drosha, they used to go to the shul. Umispalelem tfilas hamusafim and davening Musaf. Next Rashi, b'tzibur shonu. If a person is in a shul with a minyan, lo yakdim leispalel, you cannot daven before. But if you're in your house, you're allowed to. Back to the Mishnah. Zog the Eilike Mishnah. The Mishnah is bringing a halacha about a certain davening before you come to the Beis Medrash, and a certain davening when you leave the Beis Medrash when you're done learning. רב נחוניה בן הקונה היה מספלל בכניסוסי לבית המדרש וביציאוסי, תפילו קצרה. Rab נחוניה ben Akona used to daven when he went into the Beis Medrash, and when he left the Beis Medrash, a short davening. Amru loi, so the Chachomim saw him doing it. They told him, "Ma mokim letfilah zu." What's the purpose? What's the purpose, and what are you saying? Amar lohem beknisos ani mispalel shelo ye'ara dvar takol al yodi. When I come into Beis Medrash, I daven that nothing bad will come through me, as the Gemara is going to explain. And when I come out, I give thanks on my part that I was lucky that I'm part of the Beis Medrash. Rashi is one little Rashi. Mamokim keloimar, meaning to say, mativa, what's the purpose? Back to the Gemara. Now the Gemara is going to clarify exactly what did Rabbi נחוניה ben Akona say when he came to the Beis Medrash, and what Rabbi נחוניה ben Akona says when he left the Beis Medrash. Tana Rabbana, we learn in a brayso. When he goes in, what did he say? Nothing bad will come through me. And I will not make a mistake in any halacha. And therefore, because I will make a mistake, my friends will make fun of me. Or I should not say something which is not pure tomei. I should say that it's pure toir, and the opposite. I should not say on something that it's toir, that it's tomei, and the opposite. And I will not, and my friends should not make a mistake in dvar halacha, and I should make fun of them. So I don't want to have that problem. So that's what he davened when he went into the Beis Medrash. When he went out, give thanks to you, Hashem, that I'm part of people who go to the Beis Medrash. And he didn't put me being part of people who are sitting. The literal translation is people who are sitting at the corners. But Rashi explains two pirushim. One pirush is people who own stores, or people who ignorant people that they just talk. Meaning, when the people who own the stores, they don't have anything to sell, so they just, instead of doing something productive, just like to say tilim or to learn something, a maimer, a sicha, they just yap. So I don't want to be part of it. Shani mashkim ve'im mashkimim. We both get up early in the morning, but ani mashkim l'divrei Torah. I get up to learn the words of Torah, ve'im mashkimim l'dvar b'telim, and they get up just to talk stam, yapping. Ani omer ve'em amelim. I'm working and they work. Ani omer u'mekabel schar. I work and I get reward. Ve'em amelim ve'eino mekabel schar. And they work and they don't get reward. What does it mean they don't get reward? If they work, they get reward. And meaning that if they make a mistake on what they do, they cannot, let's say, if they ruin what they're working on, they can't sell it, so they don't make money. But if I try, even though I make a mistake, I still consider that I still get Olam Haba because I'm still learning Torah. Ani rotz ve'im rotzim. We both running. Ani rotz l'chai Olam Haba. I run, and eventually I get to Olam Haba. Ve'im rotzim lebeir shachas, and they also run, and eventually go to Gehenna. Rashi. V'lo yikoshel, says Rashi, ve'ismechu chaverai kishloini. And my friends will be happy because I made a mistake. So Rashi explains, Arei ro'ois shtaim. Now there are two bad things that happen. Sheyavoy al yodi, that it will come because of me. She'egram lo'em sheyonshu, that I will cause them, that I will be punished. Miyosh v'kronoi, says Rashi, chen vonim, people who have stores, oy ameoretz, or ignorant people, she'oiskim b'dvar sicha, that they talk just yap. Back to the Gemara. And the Gemara brings a story regarding Chaya Olam Haba, because we spoke about Olam Haba, so we bring a story that has to do with Olam Haba. Tanu Rabbana. Shechola Rab Lezer, whenever it says Rab Lezer, it's always Tam Rab Lezer, is Rab Lezer ben Urkenus. So when Rab Lezer ben Urkenus got sick, Nichnasu Talmidov Levakro, his Talmidim went to visit him. Omru loi, they told them, Rabbeinu, Lamdeinu Orchois Chaim, teach us ways of life, V'niske bohem l'chaya Olam Haba. And we will be married to get to Olam Haba. Meaning, what can we do to get Olam Haba? What is the ticket, the best thing that the Rebbe likes? Omar Lohem, so he told him like this. Number one, which is very interesting, this Mishnah, Rab Lezer ben Urkenus says in Pirkei Avos, but he says it a little bit different, and it's very interesting to look at the difference between the two Mishnahs. Omar Lohem, Hizaru b'kvoid chaveichem. Be very careful of the respect of your friends. Uminu bneichem min ha'egoin. And don't get your children get used to. Rashi brings two pirushim, either to learn too much chumash that has stories, and they're going to learn only chumash, and they're going to stop. They're not going to learn Gemara, which is a little bit tougher, or from children's conversation. Ve'oishivum al birkei talmidei chachomim. And in order to avoid those things, put them around talmidei chachomim to learn from them. וכשאתם מספללים, or when you're davening, דעו לפני מי אתם עומדים, you should know in front of you who are you standing and davening. ובשביל כך, and because of that, תזכו לחיי עולם הבא, you will merit עולם הבא. Let's see the Rashi. מהגויון, says Rashi, לא יסרגילו במקרה יויסה מדי. Don't get him used to learning Chumash too much. משום דמשכה, because the stories pulls you out, and he's not going to learn Torah שבעל פה. לשון אחר, another pshat, משיחס ילודים, keep him away from conversation of children. דעו לפני מי וכולו, says Rashi, כדי שתספללו בעיר ובכוונה, so you daven with fear and with kavana. Back to the Gemara. Now the Gemara, another story about a Tane, what happened before he dies. כשכל הרבי יוחנן בן זכאי, הרבי יוחנן בן זכאי, הוא was sick, נכנסו תלמידו לבקרוי. His Talmidim went to visit him. Kevan Sheroi, so as soon as Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai saw them, Ischil Livkois, he started to cry. Amruloi Talmidov, so his Talmidim told Rabbi Yochanan. Now they call him with the expression of respect. Three expressions. Number one, Neir Yisrael, you're the light of the Eden. Amud HaYemini, the right pillar. In the Beis Hamikdash was two pillars. One was Yochel, one was Boaz, they were Choshev. So now they called Rabbi Yochanan, he was the right pillar, the right foundation of the Jewish people. Patish HaChazak, a strong hammer, meaning he makes an effect on the Jewish people. Mipnei mata boiche, Rebbe, why are you crying? Omar lohem, so Rabbi Yochanan told them, Ilu lifnei boso v'adam oyu malichim oisi, if they would take me in front of a human king, that today he's here and tomorrow he will be dead. Shim koyes solai, that if he gets angry at me, and kasoilom, his anger is not forever, because it is not forever either. If he arrests me in jail, he can arrest me forever. If he kills me in this world, it's not going to affect me in the world to come, because a person has an neshama. And I can appease him with words to make him change his mind, and to bribe him with money. Even though with all of that, I would have scared because I would cry because it's scary. Who knows what he's going to do to me? I still have a body. Now they take him in front of Hashem. That he's alive forever. The Rebbe is always here. That if he's angry with me, his anger is forever. And if he arrests me, meaning he puts me away, it's forever, even lo'olam haba, because the chorus, I believe it goes on chorus, the chorus affects the neshama too. And if he kills me, it's also forever. I can't just appease him with words, meaning you could do tshuva, but not just appease him with words, try to convince him. And not to bribe him with money. And more so, there is two paths in front of me. One who goes to Gan Eden and one who goes to Ganem. And I do not know which way they're going to take me. And the Mefarshim explains how can be the Rabbi Yochanan, the Rebbe, all the Rebbes was afraid. He didn't know if he goes to Gan Eden or Ganem. I should not cry. So that was the part of the conversation about Rabbi Yochanan fear from he didn't know what's his direction. Now continuing the story, Omruloi, so his Talmidim told him, Rabbeinu, Barucheinu, Rebbe, give us a bracha. Omar lohem, so Rabbi Yochanan told the Talmidim, Yehi rotzoin, shetei moiro shomayim aleichem, ke moiro basar v'dam. Should be the will from Hashem that you should fear Hashem as much as you fear human being. Amuloi Talmidov Atkan. So his Talmidim told Rabbi Yochanan, that's it? I should not be afraid of Hashem only as much as I'm afraid of human being. Afraid of Hashem, I should be more. Amar Lohem, Rabbi Yochanan told him, Ulevai, I wish you should have that level. How do we know? Teidu, the proof that that's so. When a person does an Aveira quietly, what is he making sure? What is he making sure? He says, he says that a person should not see me. He doesn't say, Hashem sees me. That means he's afraid of human being more than afraid of Hashem. And the Brais is concluding, when right before he passed away, so Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai told his Talmidim two things to do. Number one, panu kelim mipnei atumo. Take out all the kelim of the house, because when a person dies, he becomes tomei. And therefore, you have to take it to the mikveh. So in order to avoid it, take him out of the house. And the second thing, and prepare a chair for Chizkiyahu HaMelech that came to walk me into Gan Eden. So again, this is also a very interesting point to see that from one point he says, I don't know where I'm going. And from other point, he got to see Chizkiyahu HaMelech that came to walk him to Gan Eden. So the Mefarshim talks about it maybe another time. Let's read the Rashi. Amud HaYemini, says Rashi, Shnei Amudim Me'emit Shloime Be'ulam. Two pillars Shloime HaMelech put in the Ulam, in the Beis HaMikdash. Shem HaYemini, Yochin. The name of the right one was Yochin. Ushem HaSmoli, Boaz. And the name of the last one is Boaz. HaYemini, La'olam Choshev. The right one is always more important, more Choshev. Patish, Amefoitzes. A hammer that breaks things. Pik belaz. In Laz is Loshain Amzar, Old French. So Rashi many times, when there are words he needed to express to the people, that's where Rashi lived. So Rashi used Old French. So in Old French, a patish, a hammer that breaks things, is called pik. Oisrani, says Rashi, choy v'shoishi, arrests me. Misa soilom, when the Rebbe kills you, it's forever. When is it? Lo'ilam abba. Oisi boicha, says Rashi, me'eimas mishpotoi, from the fear of the judgment of the Shem. Im ledin mo'elichim oisi lefono, if they take me for a judgment. At kan, bitmio. The word bitmio, it translates to the word wonder, but Rashi helps us to know how to say it in the Gemara. So whenever you say the word at kan, you look in the Rashi, and Rashi will say the word bitmio. So you need to know Ad kan, that's the nigan to say the word. Ad kan, so Rashi will say the word bitmio, meaning to know how to sing it in a wandering tone. We should not be afraid from Hashem more than we are afraid of human being. Ulevai, says Rashi, we wish that you should be afraid of Hashem as much as you're afraid of human being. Why? Shem kain. If you're going to be afraid of Hashem as much as you're afraid of human being, what's going to happen? You're going to stop from doing a lot of averos. At least you're going to be afraid, so you're going to stop. Avero, when a person does an avero, says Rashi, beseiser, hidden. And why is he not doing it? Why is he doing it hidden? Because he's afraid of the people. But a person knows that everything is revealed to Hashem, but he's still, the only thing he's afraid of, maybe a person will see me. And he doesn't let go of the Avera from doing it, even though he knows that Hashem is watching him. Says Rashi, why do we have to clean, to evacuate all the kelim? Because of the tumah. Says Rashi, tumas oil ames b'chol habayis. When the tumah, a house is like a tent over a dead body, so everything in the house becomes tumah, so you want to take everything out. L'chizkiyahu shebo, says Rashi, hey lie, that he came to me, lelavoisi, to walk, to take me to Gan Eden. Atkan, thank you so much.